I'm Simon Washira, the business leader at Proteq Automation. Proteq Automation is a company which was started with a vision to spur manufacturing in Africa by using technology, and the main goal is to provide automated processes, providing equipment, human resource, training human resource, and eventually coming up with methods to manufacture in Africa to be able to compete with the world. So being a pioneer in this area of manufacturing, we've encountered a lot of problems in terms of being among the first ones in Kenya and probably in Africa. We've encountered a lot of problems getting human resource who are already exposed to these kind of methods, and we found it fit to start a training wing from our company. The training wing was to train us many people to be able to, first of all, be able to operate our equipment. Number two, because we sell equipment, for people who buy equipment, for them to have human resource to operate those kind of equipment. And what kind of equipment are we talking about? We are talking about machines commonly known as CNC, which is a short form for computer numerical control equipment, which we believed as a company that is what will propel Africa forward, because the developed nations have utilized this technology, making planes, making ships, making normal household items, consumer goods, for a very long time. So for us to leapfrog as Africa, we really require to start to utilize this kind of technology, and this technology which are very, very, very attractive to young people, as young as, you know, Form 4 leavers, so that they can be able to learn and be able to use this technology, because they're more aligned to tech and digital space.
My name is Peter Muniu Mwangi. I'm a welder and a fabricator, currently employed at Proteq Automation Limited. Before becoming a welder, I was an automotive engineer. Nilikuwa nimeenda kampo, nikasomea automotive engineering, a diploma course, which took around 3 years. And in that process, nika learn a subtopic ya welding and fabrication. So after finishing, nilikuwa bado na interest sana na kujua more about fabrication na welding. So before job become ya automotive, nilijipata niko so much interested into fabrication and welding. So again, nika worry sasa, like, because it's costly to go back to school and start again. And in the course tu ya kupatana na marafiki, and I learned that kumbe KCB Foundation iko na a scholarship that ina provide yenye iko na that course ya welding and fabrication. So I got the link, nika apply online. So they got back to me, wakani call, and I attended an interview, which was very simple, because ilikuwa tu like you tell them just what you want to learn in that field and why you really need that scholarship. So it was very fast, and I got the scholarship, and nikakuwa admitted at Proteq Automation Academy, where I did my training for 3 months, because the course ilikuwa inahitaji ufanye 3 months, and then 3 months utafanya attachment, which I did.
While we started training internally, we were lucky enough to start a partnership with KCB Foundation. And KCB Foundation has helped us a lot in being first of all to sponsor these programs and sponsor these youth, mostly they are youth, because we do we train people up to 35 years according to the program kind of criteria. So it has become very beneficial to us. Number one, we have been able to increase our sales, especially locally, and we've been able to break through the Juakali sector, which most people have said, or it has been, the perception is such that they would not get into this technology. But what we have seen is that by training as many people as possible, there is a lot of competency going out there. And the competency, it could be the son of the a Juakali, someone who has a Juakali business. It could be younger people who want to start business. And what we have seen is that these people we have trained, some of them have gone and started their businesses in these Juakali sector areas. And what we have seen is that they have been able to influence the way people do things at these sectors. And we've seen all the way from Kariobangi, Gikomba, bypass, Eastern Bypass. We've been fortunate enough to be pioneers in the first equipments which were started. The businesses with this kind of equipment was started in these areas. We are lucky enough to be the first people to actually sell those equipments and the first people to actually train people who are using this equipment.
The courses were very flexible because after all, when youth bado una try to survive huku nje, so the classes zilikuwa zimeplaniwa such a way you can handle them. So we could attend 2 days a week, which was very vigorous and very hands-on, because at the academy, it's actually the Proteq Academy iko kwa the mother company, which is a manufacturing company. So you deal daily with fabrication and welding and stuff kama hizo. So the training was hands-on, and after the 3 months nikapata the attachment in the same company, luckily. So I attended the attachment 3 months under supervision the professionals when you are around. And after finishing, lucky enough, nilikuwa among the best. So they found it safe kuni retain kama an employee. And as per now, that's why I'm working here as a fabricator and a welder and also a welding inspector. Fabrication ni kutengeneza structure from basic existing metal. So welding ni part ya kuzijoin through kuchomelea, the commonly used name, like unatumia the heat process kuweld. So basically kenye na maanisha is that when you see a structure, like let's say for example a bridge huko nje, like you just see something beautiful, but that is the work of fabrication. But deep down the welding process may take where those metals zimekuwa cut, zimeprepaiwa, zikakuwa ili ziunganishwe, zikakuwa welded together, zikakuwa riveted, kuna zenye zimekuwa drilled. So that whole process is the process of fabrication. So that is basically it. Like you can bring anything out of chuma venye ina exist raw, ama ni sheet ina exist too plainly, and hadi venye unaona maybe motor vehicles venye zinakaa, hiyo kazi yote is what we do, because ni fabrication part. You just play around with metal and specification and engineering drawings. So you follow them and you come up with a structure which is safe to be used hapa nje.
We have seen, we've done our part as a company to influence a country, because we think starting from there we have influenced a country. And what we have seen is that there'll be more and more of these businesses which were harder to start because people did not understand what this technology was all about, and it's quite a big investment. So we've seen while young people started and they started making money, we've seen the copycat kind of a culture. So that has spurred a lot more purchase of this equipment from us and from outside the country, and us will keep training and providing these people to the market. I think we've been very successful in the program, providing human resource, not only here in Kenya, machines we've exported out of the country. We also shipped human resource there because most people prefer once they're able to get the competent human resource, they're able to run their business smoothly rather than have learning curve. So that has been very beneficial. Also us, in our expansion, we found it very easy working with young people in areas where they have never worked before in Kenya. There are some of the equipment we have young ladies running specifically, and we have pride in saying that we think in Kenya, and we've seen, and we haven't seen young ladies running such kind of equipment anywhere in Kenya. I mean, it has been a man's world kind of process, but we've seen people learn like it in the program because we train them practically, because first of all they go for 3 months training, then 3 months attachment, meaning attachment they have to, it's a paid attachment, meaning you have to graduate from a trainee to an operator. From there, they are ready to work for anybody out there, and we've seen a lot more people starting this kind of businesses, picking people from us, and we have pride every place. Most of the places we go, we find most of our finalists of these programs running this kind of equipment and doing this kind of jobs. So I think as a company and together with KCB Foundation, we are quite happy that we have done something we never anticipated will bear fruits quite quickly. We really thought it's something which will take years, but it has borne fruits.
Pale Proteq Academy on a normal day tulikuwa tunakuja, mwalimu anakupatia the method, anakufunza how to cut them, how to prepare them and how to weld. So the moment nilipata the attachment in the same company nilikuja, and the supervisors were like, yeah, hapa ndio the products, you are given the drawings so that you can interpret them correctly. By reading the drawing, you prepare your material by cutting them, and also making sure that ziko clean for a good weld, and then welding them. For example, vile nilifika nilipata a specific project, a roof rack, which nikapewa na supervisor the drawing and the materials needed, nikakata and nika prepare every material correctly na nika weld. Our trainers and our teachers were very supportive in the institution because walikuwa natupatia the actual things to deal with them, like the actual products zenye zinatoka kwa kampuni, actually manufacturing them. So they could guide us by making sure that we get the best training. They were there supervising them, making sure that we know how to do it and doing it correctly and also safely. So our trainers have been very supportive kuhakikisha tuna gain that knowledge and the correct knowledge, and also applying it directly kwa manufacturing the products that we are doing right now. KCB Foundation imeni impact very positively. I can attest to that because penye niko sahi and where I was then, because vile nimesema after finishing campus nilikuwa like ni kitu nimefanya but sifurahi, but they gave me an opportunity to do something yenye na feel nikiwa productive in the society nikifanya, which they took care of all the scholarships and all the training. They took me to the best institution kulan. So by doing that nimepata hadi the employment. Sasa I can manage to cater for my bills, also family, pia, so impact very greatly because without that support sijui ningepata wapi, maybe the school fees, it would have been hard. For the youths hapo nje, mimi ningependa kuwa show like usikue tu uko centered na ile venye our parents walikuwa na work, unafanya shule, unatoka, una get employment. Sasa hivi vitu zimechange and you have to be open minded, like seek opportunities kama hizi zenye KCB na offer, because ina deal na vitu specifics na vitu zinahitajika, the skills that actually una need hapa nje. So as you can see, mimi nilifanya the automotive part which I see yenye imeni employ sahi, and I'm also happy because nimepata skills, hands-on skills kenye while I'm welding napata unga ya kila siku na naweza kujisustain. So for the youths out there, kuwa open minded, design enye ukipata opportunity kama hii yenye unapata scholarship through KCB Foundation, unai explore to the maximum like usipate tu a scholarship and just because maybe iko free and you don't finish because unaona mimi nimepata employment kwa sababu niliweza kufika up to the mwisho yake. So na nisi mimi peke yangu, we have so many guys wenye I can attest. So when we get that opportunity, make sure that unai peleka mpaka mwisho. For the welding and fabrication, the skill is on high demand actually, because as you can, the state of the nation sahi ni manufacturing na construction and in construction unaona like the metal part ndio inatumika mostly because iko strong, iko durable. So sahi hii ni course yenye ukitake be sure utapata employment, whether utaji-employ through wewe mwenyewe kujifanyia or in a company based employment. And because sahi tunajenga bridges, mabarabara daily zinajengwa, and vitu kama hizo like manufacturing inaendelea ya car parts and motor vehicle, everything. So it's an industry that I will ask any youth to consider to pursue. In the next 5 years, I expect nikuwe grow like in my career in this industry yenye nafanya, because every day ina grow, every day new technology ina come. So my ambition ni kukua in the next 5 years niko at a point where niko at par na technology ya the welding and fabrication part, because sahi unaona venye vitu zina change and vitu zina happen kujenga huku nje through kutumia hiyo chuma. Like I want to be at that part where my profession iko as per the market demand. My normal day inaanza asubuhi at 8, where nikifika na nikisha check in kama niko na all the PPEs. For a welder unahitajika the gloves, the shield, welding shield, unahitaji the helmet, the overall and the safety boots. So I make sure nimezivaa na ziko in the correct state. And then I proceed to take the drawings from the designers wenye wako na the designs, the printout and I read them and make sure that nimezi-interpret correctly and I understand them. Then I go to the store and take the metals na nakam nazi-prepare through cutting, whether it's through drilling, whether ni ku-grind, whether ni kumesha, and I make sure ziko as per the specifications zenye ziko kwa the technical drawing. And then after that I weld them, and welding ni ku-join, nikisha zi-join I make sure that sasa zina follow the next part ya finishing, which I take also the grinders and the polish, so that kenye inakufikia kama client inakuwa ni top notch, ni quality poa. Then nazipeleka to the painting, they get painted, then they are packed, then they will reach you as the consumer. For someone who has no idea about welding and fabrication, it's important to learn, because at some point you'll still encounter something yenye unahitaji kuwe welded ama imeweldiwa, because isikuwe tu you just buy something yenye you don't know quality yake, because ukikuwa na hiyo knowledge na that information you're able to distinguish between kama ni kitu imefanywa vibaya, imeweldiwa vibaya, and you can advise accordingly. So my time in the KCB Foundation program imechange sana perspective yangu ya employment because the program unajua entail many courses, not only this one. So nime interact with other beneficiaries and I've seen how it may change lives zao. So you will find someone is a plumber, ameji-employ, you will meet at a site and you are a welder, you will meet another person at a salon, a hairdresser, so ameji-employ. So it may change sana perspective ya kushinda tukisema gava to employ. Hizo employment sasa tunajicreatea, unatoka huko nje and you employ your fellow youths. Okay, challenges za hii field yenye niko ziko na ni kama like the specifications that unafaa like ufollow, like lazima ukuwe mse yako focused na mse yako disciplined, because the moment you make a bad weld, ikitoka huko nje, whether it's a bridge it will collapse, whether it's a vehicle it will crash, and lives hapo nje zina depend na wewe ukiwa hapa. So the main challenge ni ukuwe like you make sure like uko focus. Uwezi kuwa kwa hii industry na uko mse focus na mse yako updated na information daily, like you have to learn every day. So it's a challenge that, but in a positive way. So another challenge ni maybe the production, maybe unapata like hizo chuma and electricity and whatever, unapata iko costly na maybe hata haiko sustainable. Challenge ya pili ni hiyo power outages kila wakati, hizo blackouts, because in field una depend almost 100% na electricity. So the moment una lose that power, it's either your production inakuwa more expensive ama inakuwa imesimama completely. Another challenge is that you must make sure that uko safe, because ukikosa kukuwa safe, you will end up injuring yourself, because it's a practical field. You will need to use machines zenye zinakata, like you will have to use grinders, vitu zinatoa sparks za moto. So every time you must be disciplined to make sure that you put on the necessary gears. Kwangu KCB tujiajiri imekuwa very impactful kwa maisha yangu. Kama sasa unaona niko employed, naweza afford vitu basic needs zangu, naweza saidia watu na pia familia. So me I would encourage, kama wewe ni youth na uko hapo nje na unalalisha tu na opportunity iko hapa, make a point ya kuenda apply for the courses yenye unataka, yenye unaona itakusaidia, and look at me, itakuwa beneficial sana kwako.